Hi Cancerian and welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Cancerian is Kräftan in Swedish. I say Cancerian. I know it's called cancer, but I don't like the word cancer. It reminds me of other things. Yeah, I think I'll just dive right in for you guys to see what's going on with you this week. It's Leo season when I'm doing this, when I'm recording this, we're in Leo season, which means it's very flowy, it's very powerful, it's very, to some extent deep, but it's not deep in resistance, it's deep with just go with the flow. Having that said, if you're not very go with the flow season-y right now, you can feel a lot of resistance. Like when if you think of a bike that you turn upside down and you spin the wheel as fast as you can, and as long as nothing stands in the way for that wheel, it's just going to keep spinning. If you throw a stick or a rock or whatever into that wheel, that rock or stick is going to be like just explode out of it because the speed is too high, if that makes sense. If that's you with resistance. So you're the stick. So if you stand in the way of your own and the universe's energy right now, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna be like small explosions in your body or in your mind. So it's a good time to get into a good place. It's a high price to pay to feel good. To maybe meditate more, maybe go out in nature, listen to music, do whatever makes your soul take, really, to get into a good place so that you can really benefit from this beautiful energy that is going on right now. Of course you can benefit, and of course you can do whatever you want to do at all times. It's just everything seems to be with you, in alignment with you. One card. I do 3 cards. It feels like I've gone for 2 forever, and then the bonus card keeps wanting to show up. So I've done 3 cards, and wow, awesome. So Leo season, people. My Leo card. This is just you being in power. This is taking your power back. This is you feeling more in control, being in a situation where you sort of, I pick up that this is what you probably need. It feels like you could need some power. It feels like you need a bit of control. That's to get your stuff together. And Cancerian, I've been connecting with people that I've done the most outrageous, I'd say outrageous, but to me it's just beautiful. It's the next level, it's the next stage, it's other dimensions for sure. So to me it's just the coolest upgrade / transformation / ascension that you're going through basically. And I literally called you hybrids. And so I always say welcome to my hybrids. So if you're new Cancerian and you're like, ooh, what is this? It feels like there's been at least somewhat of a few Cancerians out there that has gone through quite a transformation, really upgrading their DNA, at a very core level. So I feel like this might be a week for you guys to sort of almost have a bit of normalcy back. However normal your life can get, at least just a bit more everyday life where you don't feel like an alien is going to hit you in your head, to use a weird metaphor. So with the Leo card coming out, it shows you that it's Leo season, but it also shows you that take your power back, take your control back. Show who's in charge. That's the sort of vibe I'm picking up. And next to that comes moving forward. my Ice Queen on a huge polar bear. Such a beautiful card. Such power in this card too, with the polar bear and the Leo. Like the lion and the polar bear. Two very, very strong animals. Very powerful, what do you call them? You don't say power animals, do you? Oh, I forgot now. Sorry, you probably know what I mean. Spirit animals is what I'm reaching for. Yes, so with the polar bear coming out, being sort of, it can stand the cold, it can stand ice, it can stand for like the heaviest wind. And so being in the cold, meaning there's maybe a bit of a stagnant energy. Being ice meaning being maybe a bit frosty in your emotions, and also like through the heavy wind, which stands for change. The polar bear is their second nature, is like what they love. And it feels like that power you have had that with you. So whatever heavy emotion, heavy transformation, heavy change that you've gone through, it's like you still have gone through it, even though it might have felt really like hard and stagnant and like, what is this at times, you still have powered through. I feel like the powering through now, because you don't want to power through anything, you want to live with passion, and you want to feel like you wake up and it's easy. It's just easy, and you don't want to live like in the struggle anymore. And the Ice Queen showing up, I don't know if you see that, but she has like a rainbow in her head, like her ice spikes is ice spikes, but they're made out of rainbow color. So there's a defrosting happening here, and the card says moving forward, and underneath it says get ready for positive change. So it's like you finally, and like everything, you see that the snow and just everything here, it's more clear, and she's on the move, and here everything, the frosting, it just, you defrosting, everything is just the cold and the stagnant emotion is left behind. So you're moving forward into warmer lands, warmer climate, warmer levels of your being, and it is so welcome. I feel like it's so welcome. So it is a huge change for you. It has been a huge change for you, and it continues to be a huge change, but you're gonna feel that it settles in a bit, that it calms down a bit. And I feel like I'm not having into reading into the timeline, to the like 3D timeline, but if you were to continue to have like the exact energy that you have right now and continue on the path that you're on right now, I'd say that you have however much like change or transformation or like just things shifting in your life, it can still be very it can still be very 3D. Like it's not a continuance of an upgrade of your DNA. It can be shifts in your relationships, it can be changing of jobs, it can be changing of location, stuff like that. That's a shift, but that's a reasonable shift, and that's you will survive the shift. With the Ice Queen showing me your defrosting, and with the energy that you currently carry, I feel like August, September, almost all the way through the rest of the year, it will feel calmer. It will feel like the rest is just, it's like an explosion happened, and the rest is just to settle into it. The last piece of the puzzle is like laid, and it revealed itself. Like now I see the full picture. Wow, now I can just stand back and observe it. And that's also observing what's happening in your body right now. What, like, coming to terms with who you are in this new whatever you are, and then just continue on your path, and then I feel like the next sort of, I don't want to say explosion, but the next realization of yourself, the next upgrade, the next step, level, dimension, however you want to see it, doesn't happen until 2020. So there's a bit of a breather here, I feel, at least for the Cancerians that I'm connecting with. Last card out, and coming out next to these two, to the Leos, and you see they look pretty similar. They're like two power animals with the two power women standing next to them, like just being sort of almost like one. So the power animal with the power woman, and don't confuse it with a woman, it can be a man. They're very similar, like they're the same. And I almost want to do like, which way are you headed now? I don't know. I want to do this. To me, this is like where you came from, and we're going into the sunny season. They're the same, but here's the frosting, here's the ice, here's the cold emotion, here's stagnant energy, here's transformation, change, hardship, but it's still moving forward, and expect good change. Get ready for positive change. And then we move into Leo season, Leo power, the sun, fire. Like everything is ice here and everything is fire here. It's dark and cold, and here is sunny and bright. That's where we headed into. So those two cards with this third card coming out, which says potential, think big for your future. I just love this card. And then there's a little snow globe. You shake it and there's like, this lady comes up, I feel, in this card. And you're sort of standing outside of it looking back. It's like, yeah, that was me, but I'm out here now. I have a different viewpoint. I have a different perspective. I'm actually new. I'm a new person. I'm a new version of a person, almost of a new entity. And you have your fairies with you. There are little fairies on the bottom there. I just love those fairies. And it's you looking at who you were, looking at who you now are, and still are becoming, is becoming. And it's for you to think awesomely big. It's like whatever, with these powerhouse animals, and with you as a powerhouse, and you're going through the shift, you have made the shift, you have gone through it. What do you now want? What are we now talking about? Like what is, and this is on such a DNA core level that we're not even talking about relationships, work, money, your body, in the sense of like who you are as a person. We're talking about an overall shift through this overall shift that's going on, and you're sort of just I'm gonna use God. I can say the universe. If the universe is the over soul, is the over chief, the chief in command. If God is the chief in command, and God/universe sort of has come down and into bodies, into separate bodies, and we're now getting to be here and live here and see what is going on, but it's still the over soul, it's still the over boss that is sort of has its 0 point, has its I still look from here. I feel like that's what you're reaching right now. You're going back to your 0 point, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all. And so when you like potential, this card is called potential. So when you reach in for thinking big for your future, I don't even feel like we're talking about what to do with your 3D relationship. We're talking about who do you truly want to experience yourself as now that you're transformed and upgraded and still are a bit upgrading. What do you want? How do you want to experience this? Cancerian, I'm going to dive deeper into this. We're going to pull more cards and see where this is going. This is so phenomenal. This is so cool. You're such a cool bunch of group. I just love your energy. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't and share with your friends. I'm closing into 500 and I want to reach 1,000, because when it reaches 1,000, I know it's going to... So, whatever you can. Thank you so much for your help. See you next week, I hope. Bye.